Good evening, everybody. I hope you all had a great long weekend with your friends and family. I'll go ahead and post this link real quick and we'll get started. All right. We'll just give a few seconds to see if people will join here. Just a minute. All right, let's go ahead and get started. This will be recorded as usual, and I will post the link as soon as it's done recording. All right, let's dig in. What a short squeeze we had, guys, last week. SPY and the Qs both jumped over the 9 EMA, and it broke the short-term downtrend here. This was based off I'm just giving you a little bit of overview why we got the squeeze, which I believe it was from Fed Bostic, who made comments regarding the possible pause on the rate hikes in September. But Fed Powell and Waller, they basically denied that. So there's a lot of confusion there still. So we'll see what happens. So far, the futures are slightly red, not much. We would like to see some kind of retrace, at least come back down to low 400s to pick this up. But if it's a real squeeze, let's dig in on to the SPY. If it is a real squeeze, if we get above 416, I'm expecting us to go ahead and retest this 50% retrace on the fibs here, which comes to 421.31 area. And if we break that as well, we are definitely headed to this 50 SMA right here. This is your thick blue line, which comes around 426.50. But if we stay below 416, we'll most likely retest 410.8 and all the way down to 401, which is your 9 EMA. It'll be, a point here and there, depending on how fast we are moving. So it will catch up with that 9 EMA. So it's right here. You guys can take a screenshot if you wish to. I've already written down all the levels right here for you. So go ahead and take the screenshot if you wish. The next one is your tech sector is what got the most volume last week. Wow. So we closed right at this resistance. If you can see, we had our previous line here at 309.65 and we closed at 309.10. After hours, we did get a bump on that one, but we'll see. If we open above 310, expect this one to go to 315.21 and then all the way to 326, which is your 50% retrace. If we are expecting a rally just like we did in March. So we will most likely, get a short squeeze, I believe still. I don't think this is done yet. So expect some kind of, just a small retrace before we push back up again. But, overall, we are still not out of the major downtrend. If you look at the weekly right here, we are still below a lot of resistance. There's a lot of overhead resistance, guys. We are nowhere close to be done. If you look at it, we have always rejected this 9 EMA and then 100 SMA on the weekly on the Qs. So we are nowhere to be done yet. But for short term, yes, we are. And the other good news is the VIX is below the 30 and we closed right at this 50 SMA. If you guys have been watching my videos, we have been continuously talking about this one. This 50 SMA on this VIX has been, is where we have been bouncing. So we want to see a close below that, which is at 25.88, and we closed at 26.53 last week. Sorry, 25.21, that was after hours. So let's see if we can, continue down here. It will be really, really nice to see. One close below that one, and we'll see another rally. All right, let's look at our normal ones, and then we'll go ahead and look at a couple other new ones. We're going to look at Tesla right here. Tesla, the good news is on the weekly, we did close above the 100 SMA again, which is really good for the bulls here. Let me show you the weekly chart, which was our resistance previously. So there you go. This is brown line is your weekly 100 SMA. So we did close above that, and we closed right at this resistance around 760. We want to see the 760, cross to see more upside towards 830 and 850 area. So as long as we hold on to this 710 to 713 area on Tesla, I believe we might see some more push on Tesla. But if it breaks that, I don't think it will have too much of gas in it to go upside, because if it breaks this 9 EMA again, we are going to be back under this trend which we have been following all along under 9 EMA. So let's see if we can get a small dip around 713 to 715 area. I think that would be a nice buy point for Tesla, unless we get above 760 and push through that. So these are your levels I'll be watching right here. I have it written down again for you guys if you want to follow that. I was shorted under 710, and then above 760, I would go for 790 as a target, and then eventually 855 to 860 area. The next one I am looking at is Amazon. The split is coming up pretty soon here next week. So I'm pretty excited for this one. This one, if we can get through 2330, guys, I think it will have a nice push. I had it written down. Where did it go? I don't know. Anyways, if we can get through 2330 on 2320 on Amazon, we'll see a nice push towards 2371, and then all the way up to 2460. There's no hard resistance on Amazon above that. But if we break 2315 or 2310, we are going to retest it. As I'm showing you right here, there's a nice little support at 2250 would be your buying zone for Amazon, and then I would keep my stop right under 2245. I wouldn't give too much of a wiggle room on that one, because we have seen that previously, that with the split news, it already had this kind of run, and we might sell off too, depending on the overall market. So we'll see. So basically, if we open about 2320, it's going to head up a lot more. So go ahead and buy your calls. You can probably try June 17th, 2400s or 2500 calls for Amazon, and below 2310, I would go ahead and buy 2200s for June 17th. Out of all these tech, I really love AMD. AMD is finally above this 50 SMA, let alone 9 EMA. It is already above 50 SMA. So as long as AMD can hold on to this 99 area, which is your 50 SMA, I believe AMD can keep pushing to the upside. The next levels I have for AMD is 104.50 and then 109, which is your 100 SMA. So these are the two levels I'll be watching, and these are your retracements, and this is where you will see some retrace on a downtrend market. So I will closely watch on the higher target, 109.40 area very closely. It needs to get through that for more upside depending on the market, but this 109 would be a major resistance on AMD. The other one I'm watching is Home Depot. Home Depot is the other one which crossed 50 SMA, and very nicely. Again, there's a nice overhead resistance. It closed at 308.46. There is a resistance at 315.60, but I believe if it's already above 50 SMA and we can get a dip on this around 304, you can probably have a nice 10-point run on Home Depot, and their contracts are really cheap. So if you have a small account, it would be a really nice play for you. So watch 104 area to pick up Home Depot, and then keep your stop right under Friday's lows, which was 301.60. If it breaks that, we are going to head back down to 290s on this one. The other one I'm watching is Facebook. Facebook did not participate as much as I would have liked for the last 2 days. So it is already above 9 EMA, yes. But let's see, as long as it holds 192, I would try and buy over there and keep my stop loss under 190, with the upside targets being 199 and 204. So I'm going to keep this one on a little bit on sidelines until I see some options flow or, some kind of news come in for this one. The other one I'm watching for an Amazon kind of run, the way it had pre-split, is Google. Google is looking really, really nice here. It has, broken the downtrend. If you look at it right here, it nicely broke the downtrend. So if I would get a dip around 2200 on this one, that would be a really nice buy zone for Google. Keep your stop loss 10 points below that, or Friday's lows, which was 2182 area. So as long as 2280 holds, I would stay long. I would go at least 2 weeks out on these contracts. I would go ahead and buy 2400s on this one, because as soon as this breaks 2260, it is headed all the way straight up to 2300s, 2370 to be exact. So I'm going to be watching very, very closely with Google. And the last one I'm watching is Moderna to short. I believe this would be another good play. It has been rejecting this 50 SMA religiously. So I'm going to be watching this 150, 250 area very closely on Moderna. If I get an entry over there, I'll probably short it with a stop loss above 156.50, because as soon as it crosses 156.50, this is headed straight up to 170s. So these are the few plays I'm watching this week. If you guys have any requests, I'll go ahead and take them right now, and then we'll call it a night and get ready for tomorrow. Just to do a quick recap on SPY and the Qs. Your key level to watch is 421.30. That's your 50% retrace. If we reject that, I believe we'll be heading back down to low 400s all the way down. But if it breaks that, we are headed to 426, and then above that all the way to this red line right here, as we did in March where we rejected. It's following this trend. So we'll be headed up to 430s to 440s on SPY. Daniel, you're very welcome. Also, by the way, I know last week I got many messages. I think few people played Amazon levels, which we had posted over here. I had to delete them, but thank you for all the nice messages you guys give us in the DM. I'm glad, it's helpful. So if I did not reply you, it was not intentional. So thank you. And on the Qs, the key level we'll be watching is 309.60. So basically just look at 310, as an overall number. It needs to get above that one for more upside. I think Qs have more upside than SPY now. So I'll be closely watching this 310 area on the Qs. If it breaks that, we are headed to 315 and then all the way up to 326. All right, folks, this is all I have for you. We'll see you all tomorrow again for a quick analysis. Tomorrow evening around 8:39. Sorry, I was late today. I was out with family. So I hope you all enjoyed the long weekend once again. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good evening.